Big game, big game.
Okay, I'd like to start out by pointing out where our fire exits are. There's one just to my left here through this door, and one straight ahead in the door which we all came in today. And could we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can we have a roll call, please?
Member Sprata?
Present.
Member Hoffman?
Present.
Member Yarborough?
Present.
And Chairman Delaney.
Here. Legal notice, please.
Please take notice that the Zoning Board of Appeals of the Village of Depew will hold a public hearing on December 9th, 2021 at 7 p.m. in the council chambers of the Municipal Building, 85 Manitow Street, Depew, New York, to consider the application of Samantha Good for property located at 108 Burlington Avenue of Chapter 260, subset 26014B2, to permit her to construct a fence encroaching on a rear required setback of a through lot. A pre-board meeting will begin at 6:30 p.m. in the OEM office conference room of the Municipal Building, 85 Manitow Street, Depew, New York. All social distancing and mask requirements will be followed, and any and all persons interested in such application will be heard at this time.
Okay, please step forward, tell us your name and what you'd like to do and why.
Yes, my name is Samantha Good. I bought Burlington Avenue maybe about 2-3 years ago. It is my first home, and we did get a dog, so we wanted to get a fence, and I didn't really know how to go about doing so, so I came here, I spoke with somebody, and I asked, what paperwork do you need? So I handed in the paperwork, got her contact info, which I believe her first name was Regina, and kind of went from there.
That's her.
Oh, perfect. And so pretty much, so I gave them information, and then I believe I was missing information, and so was the fence company. And then I guess there's just really no like follow-up. So I'm like, oh, I didn't hear anything. You know, so I just kind of, since it was my first home, unfortunately, just let the fence happen. I believe we got it done, and I was like, okay, I didn't really hear anything still. And then we got a letter in the mail, so then I followed up again, and I guess the fence company still was not complying with giving them the information that they needed. Then we got the letter in the mail about it being too close to the sidewalk, so I wasn't sure, you know, really what to do next. So.
We have any questions? Member Hoffman?
I
You got some questions.
Mrs. Good, thank you for the call, calling me back yesterday. Tell me about the process. What did you learn from this experience?
Well, now I learned that we are not allowed to do anything on our property until it is verified that we do have a permit, and don't just assume that, you know, things are done and going smoothly until we get solid proof.
I did some research. I asked some questions. You, at this present time, do not have a permit for
Okay.
that fence.
Okay.
You did not pay for a permit for that fence.
Okay.
So based on our conversation, I will openly say I'm rather disappointed in that, because not only are you asking for forgiveness, you actually didn't follow the process at all.
Yeah.
So I appreciate the openness on that. I asked a couple other questions yesterday in regards to the fence attached to the garage, I believe on Terrell is the side street.
Yep.
Do you have approval from the neighbor at that address to attach to that fence?
Yes.
Do you
Who-
have that in writing?
Yep. Would you like me to give it to you?
If you could present that to the board, the chairman, that would be great.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
I'd like to see that, please.
Yeah, we'll get it down to you, Dan.
Thank you.
So I think in the, not so much a final question or response, regardless of the outcome, you will have to follow through on a permit,
Yes.
okay? All right, thank you.
Paul, any questions?
Just a question, on that fence that's up already, we have a photo of it here. There's a little part of it in that little triangular piece of grass where there's empty garbage totes and
Yep.
recycled totes. There's a little jut in that fence that's already up, right to the corner of that garage.
Okay.
Is that the same person that this letter is from?
That is from the one,
Or
yes.
is-
That person?
Or no, it's actually the other person because I know that, so the letter is from the other neighbor because I know that our
On this.
gate opens up to our neighbor's property, so that was permission from our other neighbor, because that's their yard, to just, if we do enter the property, if we can step on their lawn to open and close the gate.
And this-
The other
Oh, sorry,
property,
go ahead.
I didn't know, is it on their property?
The-
Okay,
the-
so we'd need a thing from both neighbors then, one saying that, okay,
Well, don't sell yourself short. I'm just asking if you have it. I wouldn't say
Yeah.
you need one.
okay.
They might, but
Just, yeah, the other side where we share the driveway with, where the gate is.
Yeah.
And then the freestanding garage, that's that other neighbor that you were just referencing, that's theirs?
That's our garage. So
Oh.
it wraps around our garage.
The one that's to the, furthest to the right on the picture is the neighbor's garage.
Okay, but this one here is the neighbor's.
Yes,
And this one that's poking its top out.
is ours.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sir, can I just have your name for the
Yeah,
record?
sorry, Kyle Makoviak.
Can you just spell the last name, please?
Mackowiak.
You got it.
There we go.
Okay. Member Sprata, any further questions?
Not at this point, I don't.
Member Yarborough, any questions?
No.
I do have a question if it's okay. So
Please.
where kind of, I guess since it's my fault for not following up, what needs to be done next? Like what are we missing something from the fence? Are we missing something from me? Do I just need to make the payment for the fence, I guess? Because it's been, like I said, my fault for not following up and following through due to,
so
Yeah, this being my first
procedurally speaking, you're asking the zoning board of appeals to grant you a variance to permit the fence to stay where it is.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether or not you're granted that variance, you have to pay for the permit
Yeah.
that Member Hoffman mentioned. If you're not granted the variance, you'll need to make the fence compliant. Building can help you with that and explaining exactly where it needs to go. Talk to your contractor. It's between you and them if they charge you or not for it. If zoning grants you the variance, then you don't need to do anything except pay for your permit fee.
okay,
So you're making the request right now.
got it.
Sorry about this. Please let us keep it, essentially. That's procedurally where we are.
Thank you.
Procedurally.
Sam, if I ask one question in regards to that, the workman's comp, regardless, that still would need to be signed by the contractor, would that
Yeah,
not?
we need all our forms properly signed. So for whatever reason, the contractor didn't sign the proper insurance form.
So there's still, okay.
Can I
Yes.
answer on behalf of the building department? Your contractor, after you came back in. He did come back in and sign the second one in September. So I do have that signed. If they do grant you the variance, it would just be filling out the permit paperwork, signing that, and getting any additional letters that may be needed
Okay.
from neighbors to be put with the file.
Okay,
But he's finally signed it, and that's all set.
perfect, thank you.
Okay. Sam, anything from legal further?
Nothing else from legal.
Okay. So then, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the 6 criteria that are required for an area variance in New York State. It's part of the packet you filled out here. And I'm going to read the questions and your answers to them. Number 1, will an undesirable change be produced in the character of the neighborhood or a detriment to nearby properties be created by granting of the area variance? You wrote no, and that's true. 2, can the benefit sought by you, the applicant, be achieved by some other method other than an area variance? You wrote no, and that's also true. 3, is the requested area variance substantial? You wrote no, and if we're saying that it's 10 feet by 10 feet, I'm going to say yes. Number 4, will the proposed area variance have an adverse effect or impact the physical or environmental conditions in the neighborhood or district? You wrote no, and I would agree with that. 5, is the alleged difficulty self-created, which consideration shall be relevant to the decision of the Zoning Board of Appeals, but not necessarily preclude the granting of the requested area variance? You wrote no. The answer to that one is going to be yes.
Okay.
And last but not least, what is the minimum area variance deemed necessary and adequate? You wrote 10 feet by 10 feet, and I think that's correct. Okay. Now, do we have a motion to set forth to grant or deny this variance as presented?
I will motion to grant.
Motion from Member Hoffman. Do we have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Seconded by Member Yarborough. Roll call vote, please.
Member Sprata,
Since it's an odd-shaped lot, and the fence is already up, I would agree with, I'll say yes.
Member Hoffman,
Yes.
Member Yarborough,
Yes.
and Chairman Delaney.
Yes.
4 yes, variance granted.
Thank you very much.
Keep your fence.
Thank you, guys.
For now.
Okay.
I'll get the permit.
Until we come back and.
Yeah,
Must've been a Bill's mask.
Oh, yeah.
it was all the bills.
All the building is.
You wanna close the meeting?
Yes. Motion to close the hearing?
Make a motion to adjourn the hearing.
Motion by Member Sprata, second.
I'll second.
Second from Member Yarborough. All in favor, say aye.
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 Hearing closed.
Thanks.
Thank you, Liz.
We are leaving on our honeymoon tomorrow at like 7 a.m.
Congratulations.
Thanks. When can I just drop off the money after? Is that all right? Is there like a specific day we have to drop off? Okay. 'Cause I even have money now if I just have to pay.
Minutes
Well, you would have to,
certified by the village board.
Okay.
That might take a couple weeks. Just
Okay, that's fine. I just didn't want it right
Are you
away.
flying out of Buffalo?
Yeah,
I'll
right.
see you at the airport.
What, you're going at 7:32?
Yeah, I'm going
Tampa?
7:50 flight to Fort Lauderdale.